So I love IG brands. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people have such a negative connotation about the IG brand. It's just basic and plain and just whatever, or it's just like slop. But it's really more than what meets the eye. Like, a lot of people don't even end up searching for clothes because of the negative connotation they have against it. So I will be reviewing some of my favorite clothing brands from IG. Number 1, Minimal. So Minimal is a brand that really befits the name. None of their clothes have branding. It's very minimalistic pieces. They have great basics or like foundational pieces. I personally have some pieces from this brand, and I'm not gonna lie, I really recommend their denim. Like, their denim is really the best thing that they make. Great quality denim, great cuts of denim. They have so many different cuts of denim. They have very baggy, ultra baggy, slims, skinnies. They have any variety of denim. I have a pair of their Moto denim, more like a boot cut style. They're definitely like slimmer at the waist, but as you get down, it kind of gets bigger. Like, I can only wear those with my Timbs. Those are the only pair of shoes I can really rock those with because they cover the entire shoe. That's probably my most worn pair of pants, especially from Minimal, because I have like 2 pairs of pants from Minimal. I also have a pair of their, I can't think of the name right now, but they're kind of like a baggier fit too, but those are fire too. I love the wash on those. Their jackets are fire too. I have a camo jacket from them, military camo. It's a zip up, and it's also like a kind of cropped a little bit on the bottom, like kind of shorter on the bottom, some slight distressing on like the sleeves and the hood. But that's probably my favorite piece that I have in my closet right now that I can really just rock with anything. But it's a zip up, but it also has buttons that go over the zipper. I'm gonna rate this brand like a 9 out of 10 because they just have a great catalog of stuff. Something that really upgraded my style is wearing their denim. I would recommend this to anyone who's really trying to build up their wardrobe and really trying to just cop basic pieces that you can wear every day but are also still fire. You can't deny that some of the simple, most like minimalistic pieces are the best pieces to have. Mason North. Now, this isn't a brand in like the traditional sense. They take a blank hoodie and they pretty much just print an old vintage football or basketball logo, and they just print it on this hoodie. But he also has a custom option where you can go and add if you want rivets, if you want some patchwork done, if you want distressing. It takes a sort of craftsmanship to do this. If it was just him printing the regular designs, I think that's fire, right? But then he's adding his own technique to it, his own flair to it. He's distressing it himself, he's stitching it himself, he's putting in the patchwork. When you get it, it's more than like just a vintage hoodie or a hoodie with a vintage logo on it. It's something that's now personable because he really put his hands on every piece that goes out. That's something that I can just respect. But with him doing it all himself, it really feels like he's trying to build a brand rather than be someone who just gets a design and prints it on a shirt and just sends it out. I'm not gonna lie, what he's doing is also smart as well because the vintage look and the vintage style is really trending now. So it's really smart to do this. Not just print those logos on the hoodie, but also take the time to distress and to stitch and to put patchwork into it to just make everything more vintage and more grunge. So I'll give this brand a 9 out of 10 as well because of the skill it takes to sew and add your own flair to something that would normally be deemed like very simple. This specialty of this brand is definitely hoodies. I would recommend to someone who is looking for something simple but also stands out as well. Number 3, by Daiga. So I don't know if you say his name Daiga or Daiga. This is probably one of the most creative out of all the brands that I'm going to talk about. Daiga is more than just a brand owner. He is a designer. How most IG brands work is that they make a design, then print it, put it on a piece of clothing, whether that be like a shirt, hoodie, pants, etc. But for Daiga, things are a bit differently. He's actually designing the garment from the fabrics that's being used to the zipper to the different style patterns that are on on the actual garment. The theme of this brand is obviously anime. He takes pieces of clothing that characters from an anime have worn and he puts his own little twist on it, which is fire. This is one of my fave brands right now because it speaks to me personally as a nigga who's been watching anime for like 10 plus years, bro. This is fire, bro. For example, Vash from this anime called Trigun, he took his trench coat and made it into a jacket. He also made the trench coat that Grimmy wore in 1000 Year Blood War and made that into a jacket. This is something I've never seen before, bro. I've seen anime brands where they just take a picture of one of the characters or something and just print it on a tee or a hoodie, but this is actually being inspired, taking the garment and putting it into realization. This is something that takes more time than just printing something on a shirt. Bro, his attention to detail is crazy. Like having the little Quincy logo on the buttons of the jacket, fire, bro. Those rivets that he has on the Vash jacket, fire, bro. Now I'm not gonna lie, these pieces gonna cost you. You know what I'm saying? These pieces are definitely gonna cost you. These are like almost $200 pieces, but I do think that it's worth it because he puts a lot of intention and a lot of detail into every single piece. I don't even have a piece from him and I really fuck with his brand just because I'm an anime fan. And I'm gonna be real, like all the anime fans who were watching this video, bro, you know that there weren't any good anime clothes. There were literally just pictures of the main character or the main cast just on a tee, bro, and it would be like the worst on a Gildan tee or some shit, bro. That shit would be trash. But now people are making their own renditions of the pieces of clothing that they seen in the anime. That's so fire to me. It's just getting inspired by a character and just making that in real life. I think he made, what is the name of that anime, bro? I can't remember the name of it, but the main character's name is Dante, and he made his jacket though. That was fire too, with the shoulder patches on the side. Fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Number 4. You Know What You Know. Now, this is a brand that combines originality, creativity, and craftsmanship. You Know What You Know has been jumping recently. You've probably seen their beanies. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been, not gonna lie. They've had their beanies on people like DC2 Trill and social media influencer Quan. I really like this brand for 3 different reasons. The first is that they make all their beanies by hand, which is something I respect and really appreciate from someone who really touches all their pieces. And I'm not saying you have to be a brand owner that touches all their pieces, but I'm just saying it just takes a different type of person to actually do it by hand. Like it's a different type of work ethic. Secondly, patchwork has been around for a very long time, right? But I've never seen anyone do patchwork on like beanies. That's something new for me personally. That's the third reason why I love this brand. I love patchwork, right? Combining 2 different types of materials, cotton and leather, or cotton and fur, or even like cotton and paper. Like this is fire, bro. There aren't many brands that are matching this level of creativity. And these are brands that mostly use IG. They're brands that got big off IG and that use IG as their main platforms to spread the awareness of their brand. It's not a bad thing to call something like an IG brand or a brand that blew up off IG. Like it's still a standalone brand in that right, but people have such a negative connotation in their head of what an IG brand is or what it should be. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of slop out there. It's a lot of bullshit out there. And that puts that bad rep on the name of the people who actually make cool shit. You don't have to be under the guise of the IG brand. You're still a brand. You just use IG as your main platform. But You Know What You Know is such a fire brand. They have the regular beanies and then they have the slouchy beanies. They have a Go Yard beanie. They use like scrap leather from a Go Yard bag or something and they put it on the beanie. I'm not sure if that actually released. I just seen it. Fire, bro. They have one beanie that uses scrap leather from Louis Vuitton and it's just patch stitched onto the beanie. And then there's this collection of beanies. They're literally just made out of playing cards. He chooses a part of the card and he just cuts it out in the shape of his logo and then he stitches it onto the beanie. He's done that with a couple Pokemon cards. He did it with a Michael Jackson trading card. I think he did it with like an MJ trading card too, like a Michael Jordan trading card as well. But this is such a fire concept. This takes takes like a different type of creativity. He just makes things that's like, what the fuck? How did you even come up with that? He also made some beanies out of the soccer ball for the World Cup. That's just some creative shit that I really fuck with. I'll give this brand a 9 out of 10 as well. It could really be a 10 out of 10, but it's just, I want them to experiment more with clothes. Like, they have zip ups and sweatpants, but I want them to kind of do a little bit more. But I understand the beanies are selling, like, keep making the beanies. I would suggest this brand to someone who wants accessories, but like standout pieces, like standout accessories. Like, I have one of their beanies. I have the gray marble leather beanie. Fire. Goes with everything. Throw that shit on with anything. Of course, I haven't worn it recently because it's fucking hot as shit. But yeah, man, that has been the IG brand reviews. Comment down below more videos y'all want to see. I really fucked with this video. I really like making this shit. And yeah, bro, just like I said, and I'll always say it again, bro, just so nice. You had to say it twice, man. I'm gone.